clickbait title, maybe just a little, but I do have an apology. It's actually a multi-part apology. I was hoping to have something ready to share with you today, and it didn't happen. I've been super busy. I've always taken on everything that comes my way, and I know that's not a good habit, but it's worked for 2 decades. Sometimes it's not very busy at all, sometimes it's super busy, and then there are times when everything kind of hits at once, and I have a lot of obligations that I need to take care of. The second part of the apology is that I realized that I haven't made much for the piano book community in a long time. I've got a lot of sounds up there. If you don't know what Piano Book is, it's this great site for free instruments, for KONTAKT, decent sampler. This is where I would normally put a bunch of B-roll, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to keep talking. But it's a site for lots of free sounds. It's been so good to me because I know many of you are here and have subscribed to my channel because of that, and you've bought the sounds that I've made because of the prototypes that I've made, and I think it all goes together. And yeah, I haven't done much for you. And so the other day I was sitting around thinking, what could I make? And I'm an acoustic guitar player primarily, and so I have never messed with acoustic guitar libraries because that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'd rather just try to play the part. I'm always on the hunt for short sounds with tone, or tonal sounds that are kind of short that you can use in arpeggiated motions, and underscores kind of sit in the background. And so I had these long fingernails at the time, which I broke in the process of making this sound. I wanted to do kind of a plucking sound. The working title is called KONTAKT, which is like a Bartok sound on the acoustic guitar, like a hard aggressive. I don't know if that's going to be the final name. It doesn't really make a ton of sense with the sound at this point. But I'm going to spend the next week really making this ready for you all to share. The fun thing about the prototypes is I don't feel like I have to spend forever. I can get them close and let you all kind of adapt it and change it. The idea is that you could play it super fast, faster than I could ever play on my own guitar, and use it in a lot of different scenarios where I want that repetitive motion that I could not recreate on the acoustic guitars. It's not this guitar, it's my steel string guitar, but it's kind of this. So I did multiple velocity layers. Yeah, sounds different. This is classical. Here's the Pro Tools session I'm working on. You can see that I've got 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. Those are round robins for each velocity layer. And perhaps I'll go into more depth on how I made this. And then I took this into Reaper to finalize it. But let's just go ahead and take a look at the sound. Here's round robin 1, and you can see that I've got everything laid out here with the multiple velocity layers on each round robin. And this is what it sounds like. The lowest note, I believe, is a D that I stretched down to a B just so I would have it. Got the higher notes. So it goes up to a D. Kind of cool. So each note I tried to leave in some flubs. I wasn't terribly picky on the process of selecting each note when I chopped it up because you can't get that consistent when you play. And I think it could be fairly interesting. It's a one-trick pony, but I think it's a good trick. So look for this next Monday, and I will try to have a better GUI, and I'll go ahead and submit this to Piano Book, but at first it'll be available on my site, and perhaps someone can help me with a decent sampler version. So check back next week. See ya.